We're here with A&M-Commerce head track and field coach George Pincock as the Lions prepare for the 2019 NCAA Division II National Championships in Pittsburgh, Kansas. It's a track we've run at plenty in the last few months. How much does that familiarity with this facility help going into nationals?
It helps a ton. I mean, we go there 3 or 4 times a year, every single year. We know where we're staying. We know what we're going to eat. It just logistically makes things a lot easier. The kids know what the warm-up area is going to be like. They know where to go for check-in, so it just helps a ton. You know, we're a day or two ahead of every other team that's traveling in that's going to be there.
With 7 men's entries and 5 women's entries, it's a pretty good balance there, but I want to specifically look at 2 individuals. First, on the women's side, Mina Savard qualifying for 3 events and again in only her second year as a college athlete. That's pretty impressive. There's not that many women who qualify in 3 events, much less as a sophomore and much less second time in a row.
Yeah, you know, she's beyond talented, and she deserves to be there. She comes and just goes to work every single day and really tries to perfect her craft. So I'm really looking forward to watching her compete Friday and Saturday, and hopefully having her best performance of the year and seeing where that lands amongst the best in the nation.
How much does the stack up of events with the 400, the qualifying, the pole vault being on Saturday, the 400 finals on Saturday, and the relay, how much does that help or hurt someone like her who's kind of known as a very resilient athlete?
Yeah, you know, I think last year the schedule was a little bit different, and it hurt us a little last year. We went from a 400 to try to pole vault and have to come back on a relay is really tough. But we thought we were going to have a similar schedule this year. We prepared for it a little bit in our training, and then we got a bigger gap than we expected. So I think we'll see good things just because of that. And mentally it's a little easier on her to know that she's going to get a little bit of downtime to be able to rest and recover and then put her best effort forth in each event.
Continuing on the women's side, along with that relay team, a couple of newcomers in the short events for the first time in Ebony Kobe and Markeisha Richardson in the 60 dash and 60 hurdles. This is the first time we've seen women in these events for us in a while.
Yeah, you know, both are extremely talented again. Both just got here at semester, and it's just been a privilege to work with them and watch how natural they are at things, and I think we're going to see some good things. You know, it's been a short season for them, and they're just getting rolling, so if they can go out and execute, they're in a great position to hopefully land on the podium.
All right, switching over to the men's side, Rashard Clark has kind of been the story ever since he's come to Commerce with the marks that he's put up. 3rd in the nation in the 200, 3rd in the nation in the 400, and I don't think he's really peaked yet. And then the anchor leg on that 4x4 that was the national champion last year. Another 3-event athlete, and a heck of a season for that kid already. Yeah,
he's going to have a much tougher schedule than probably anyone else. You know, Friday he'll have 400 prelim, and he's going to run hard. He's going to come back, and he's going to have to run hard in the 200 prelim. You know, the goal is to make it to day 2. And then Saturday it's really going to be the survival of the fittest. You know, run a great 400, hopefully come out on top, and then turn around 45 minutes later, hop into the 200-meter final, hopefully, and then anchor what we hope to be a winning 4x4. So he's going to have his work cut out for him, but I think he's mentally where he needs to be. He's really excited to be doing both events this year, whereas last year I don't know if he was as excited. He knew it was going to be tough and was kind of backed away a little bit from the challenge, and we still saw great things, but he's mentally engaged and really ready for it this year.
How much of a challenge is that for 2 events so similar? Looking at the other men who have qualified for multiple events, or for 3 events, there's some 6,200, there's some 800, there's some distance, but there's just something different about those middle sprints.
Yeah, you know, the 400 by itself is tough enough, and then to come back with the 200 is really tough because you have guys that move up from the 60 that are going to be pretty fresh. You have some guys that are only going to be in the 200. So you know, he's got to roll with the punches and bring the best.
And then looking at local product, Lance Sharp, he's in both the 200 and the relay. Good to see him come back after getting injured late in the season and outdoor last year.
Yeah, you know, it was a pretty bad injury there at the LSC Championships last year, and you know, we've taken the time and just built him back up slowly, and he's really just starting to get confident again. We saw some parts of great races earlier in the season, and he ran good enough to get into the national championships, but I don't think we've seen his best by any means. I think we can surprise a lot of people this weekend.
Hudson Hall qualifies for the pole vault, his 3rd Division II meet. This is his 2nd indoor meet. Haven't seen him now for a couple years. He's a guy who seems to step up in the big moments. He's had a rather inconsistent year at some meets, but my best records for him and my best memories are him at nationals.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. He just can come and get it done, and pole vault's one of those events. So, some days you're on, some days you're not on, and they kind of go by increments of 10 depending where you're at. So there's really not too much of a difference between a 480 vault and a 5-meter vault. It just kind of depends on the day, but he's been looking really good in practice. He's been taking off well and really nice approach work. So I think we're going to see some good things out of him too.
And then a couple of guys making their first appearance. Josh Boateng, a Grenadian national record holder in the shot put, and then Sir Morgan Loud in the triple jump. This makes the 5th straight year we've had somebody in triple jump nationals at indoors.
Yeah, I'm just happy to have them both along. I think Josh is a mid-year enrollee that can come and help us right away. He's looked good again in practice. It's just about connecting, and that's an event where it just takes one throw, 6 attempts, one of them gets you on the podium. And same for Sir Morgan, super talented kid, still figuring the event out. His season best is out there at Pittsburgh State on that raised runway. So I think that gives him a little bit of confidence going into national championship.
With this trip and everything, it's a little bit of a more downtime than usual, leaving a little earlier, getting more practice in. What's kind of the goal and what's the mindset for the whole trip?
Yeah, I kind of repeat the same message every single year. It's show up to Pittsburgh and do what you've done all year. If you can go and repeat the performances you've had, usually you'll end up an All-American. So it's, go there, don't put any additional pressure on yourself. Go through the same warm-up, eat the same things, The hay is kind of in the barn at this point. We just got to go and compete and feel confident that we're ready.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing these marks and the highlights of these kids as the Lion Track and Field team competes at the Division II National Championship in Pittsburgh. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you, Josh.